Hello students, welcome to BioSmart Academy. In today's lecture, we are going to discuss about the last part of the endocytosis, that is caveoli mediated endocytosis. And in this lecture only we were going to discuss about the Clathrin and caveoli mediated, Clathrin and caveoli mediated endocytosis. So these two things we will going to discuss in today's lecture, and today's lecture will be the last lecture on the endocytosis. Before this lecture, I already uploaded four lectures on endocytosis, and all that lectures are very important from examination point of view, so please watch all that lectures. So let's start today's lecture, that is caveoli mediated endocytosis. So what does this caveoli means? It means a little cave, a cave shaped structure, which are basically a flask shaped invagination, on the cell surface. In many vertebrate cell type occur, especially in the endothelial cells and in adipocytes, in endothelial cells and in adipocytes. Okay, so basically it is a flask-shaped invagination that occur on the cell surface of many vertebrate cell types and especially occur on endothelial cells and adipocytes. And these flask-shaped are rich in protein as well as lipid such as cholesterol and sphingolipid. Okay, so basically these flask-shaped are rich in proteins and lipid, especially cholesterol and sphingolipids. Okay, so basically a question maybe came that which lipids are basically present on these caveoli structures. So these are cholesterol and sphingolipids. Okay, so these are basically flask-shaped structures that are rich in proteins as well as lipids such as cholesterol and sphingolipids. Clear? Next, the formation. How this caveoli formed? This caveoli is formed due to the caveolin protein. And these caveolin proteins are predominantly found on the plasma membrane. And it also present on the Golgi and ER. Okay, and it also present Golgi on ER. Okay, so basically this caveoli is formed through caveolin protein, and this caveolin protein are abundantly found in plasma membrane, and some of it also found in Golgi complex as well as endoplasmic reticulum. Okay, so basically these caveoli are formed from caveolin protein, and this caveolin protein are basically found on plasma membrane and as well as in Golgi complex and endoplasmic reticulum. Okay, so this is the concept, and this caveolin protein is basically an integral membrane protein, with both C and N terminus at the cytoplasmic site, both C and N terminus on this cytoplasmic side. Okay, both C and N terminus on this cytoplasmic side. So basically this caveolin protein is an integral membrane protein. Okay, this caveolin protein is an integral membrane protein. Okay, this caveolin protein is an integral membrane protein, where both the C and N terminus are basically found on the cytoplasmic side. Okay, sorry, basically found on the cytoplasmic side. Okay, so basically this caveolin protein is basically an integral membrane protein, and its C and N termina basically found on the cytoplasmic side. Okay, and through this protein these caveoli structures are formed. So this is a concept. Okay, clear? Next, So this protein is an integral protein with both C and N terminus at the cytoplasmic site. Next, and there are palmitylation sites at the C terminal domain of the protein. Means at the C terminal, suppose this is a protein, this is a caveolin protein. Okay, this is a caveolin protein, this is a caveolin protein, and it has both N terminus and C terminus. C terminus, and in this C terminus, palmitylation occur. Okay, what occur? Palmitylation. What is this palmitylation? Palmitylation means a covalent attachment of fatty acids such as palmitic acid to cysteine residue of protein. Okay, it means if there is a covalent attachment occur with an acid, that is palmitic acid, that is a lipid compound or a fatty acid compound, to a cysteine residue of the protein. Okay, it means what is this palmitylation? Just look at this concept, because many times in interview you got this type of question. Okay, palmitylation. Okay, palmitylation. Okay, so in many interviews you got this type of question, that what is palmitylation. So basically palmitylation is basically attachment of fatty acids with the cysteine residue of the protein, with the cysteine residue of the protein. Okay, with the cysteine residue of the protein. So when this fatty acids such as palmitic acid, when fatty acid such as palmitic acid is attached with the cysteine residue of the protein, then this process is called palmitylation. So what is palmitylation? Palmitylation means the attachment of fatty acid with the cysteine residue of the protein, and the example of that fatty acid is maybe the palmitic acid. Okay, so when the fatty acid such as palmitic acid is attached with the cysteine residue of the protein, then this process we call it palmitylation. Okay, and this palmitylation is basically occur on the C terminal of the caveolin protein. Clear? Next. So there are three palmitoyl group attached and helps in further anchoring to the membrane, and this palmitylation helps in anchoring in the membrane. Okay, next, caveolin basically binds with cholesterol. Okay, so this caveolin protein basically binds with cholesterol in the membrane. Okay, it binds to cholesterol in the membrane in the presence of caveolin forces that are basically associated with the lipid bilayer, and these forces helps in inward forming of caveoli in the surface of cell. Clear? In the surface of cell. So basically this caveolin protein bind to the cholesterol in the presence of some caveolin forces that helps in inward forming caveoli in the surface of cell, and this caveoli then pinch off from the plasma membrane by using the dynamine. As I already discussed the endocytosis process in details about the dynamine, about the oxalin, so you may watch the previous video, then you will get an idea about dynamine and oxalin. So basically then this caveoli formed and it basically detached from the plasma membrane using dynamine, and they delivered their content to the endosome where the processing occur, or it move to the plasma membrane or opposite sides of the polarized cell in a process called transcystosis. Okay, I will discuss about the transcystosis in details. In my next video. Okay, so basically caveoli basically pinch off from the plasma membrane using dynamine, and they deliver their content to an endosome like compartment that is known as caveosome in this case. Okay, or it may deliver to the plasma membrane on opposite sides of the polarized cell, that is called transcystosis. Okay, next, and this caveolin contains some receptor protein, and these are basically used for certain types of receptor mediated endocytosis. Okay, so this is all about the caveolin mediated endocytosis. Okay, and the last topic that I told you that I will discuss, that is the clathrin and caveoli independent endocytosis. Okay, clathrin and caveoli independent endocytosis. okay, and caveoli independent endocytosis is that this topic is undergoing very much research. Okay, it was not so known like that of caveoli mediated or clathrin mediated. Okay, so it was undergoing research. Basically it may constitute a high capacity of endocytic pathway for lipid and fluid, for lipid and fluid. So for lipid compounds and for fluid compound, it may constitute high capacity of endocytic pathway. But our understanding the regulatory mechanism and molecular components of this pathway are at primitive stage. We have to understand lot of more for this. Okay, so that's all about today's lecture. Before I off this lecture, I just want to clear you the caveoli mediated endocytosis with the help of a diagram. Okay, suppose this is a plasma membrane and this is the form caveolin and this here is a dynamin. Okay, so this is a plasma membrane. Okay, so in blue this is dynamin. Okay, in blue this is dynamin. Okay, this is dynamin, this is dynamin. Okay, this is dynamin, and these are the caveolin protein. Okay, these are the caveolin protein in yellow. These are the caveolin protein. These are the caveolin protein in yellow. So these are the caveolin protein. Okay, and these are the basically receptors. Okay, so when the dynamin basically hydrolyzed with the using the energy of ATP, it basically detached and it forms a caveosome. Okay, it basically forms a caveosome. Okay, here is the protein, it basically forms a caveosome. Okay, it basically forms a caveosome and it going for the endosome process where the basically the normal processing occur when it move to the lysosome. Okay, or it may be moved to the plasma membrane. So that's all about today's lecture. I hope that you like this lecture and I wish that you watch all the lecture of this total endocytosis series. Okay, so today I complete this endocytosis series. In my next lecture I discuss about the fate of all these receptors as well as transcystosis and exocytosis. Okay, so that's all for today's lecture. I hope that you like this lecture. Thank you.